That cool breeze. Lovely, isn't it? Almost a shame we'll arrive in Firene soon.
I'm surprised you came with us, Sephia. You're so loyal to Papa. I figured there was no way you'd approve of this.
Oh? Well, your father is my master, but lately his orders have been somewhat concerning.
I know exactly what you mean. He thinks nothing of killing people. I have the same blood in my veins, of course. Maybe it's natural people mistrust me.
Oh, Lady Vale, no. I heard about those awful things the Divine Dragon said. That you killed Lumera? Stole the rings? If I were you, I wouldn't believe a word of it. After hearing who your father was, the Divine Dragon probably said that to hurt your feelings.
I've decided I won't harm anyone, ever. Even if it costs me my life. So, I'm not going back to Papa. I don't want to destroy this world.
How kind-hearted of you.
If you two really want to help, then after I've cleared up this misunderstanding, will you help me find my sibling?
What a silly thing to say. You are Lord Sombron's only child. You have no brothers or sisters.
That's not true. We've met. Look at this.
How beautiful. It looks like a dragonstone.
It is a dragonstone. 1,000 years ago, I was crying, and one of my siblings gave it to me. I remember it well. Even though I can't stay with you, I'll always be your friend. If you're sad or lonely, remember, if this stone is intact, that means I'm still alive. As you can see, in all this time, it hasn't even cracked.
But that means... What does that mean?
It means my brother is still alive, and I'm going to find him. Perhaps with his help, I can convince Papa to end this horrible war. Sophia, is something wrong?
No, I'm just so moved. After we've finished our business in Firene, Gris and I will help find your sibling.
Thank you. I've been looking on my own this whole time. You two will be a big help.
Look, Lady Vale, Firene on the horizon. Why don't you take in the view? Maybe reflect on what you'll say to patch things up?
Good idea.
Another one of Lord Sombron's children survived?
First I'm hearing of it.
I don't understand. They all perished in the war 1,000 years ago. All of them except Lady Vale, who was too young to fight. I watched it happen, Gris. Watched as each and every one of them met their end. Unless... No.
What? Remember something?
It's only a hunch. But if I'm right, we may have a problem on our hands.
Good thing we heard this before she fell asleep.
Yes. After all, once we've gotten to Firene and uncovered the truth, she will never awaken again.
What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we helped Rosado and Goldmary escape the Illusian army. And this time, we are actually going back and doing another Emblem Paralogue. But before that, we actually do have a Somniel topic for the day, but it is a fairly short one because we've already actually gone over the base topic of this. So if we go to the flea market, starting after the last chapter, we can, at the very bottom, buy the sturdy rod for 500
Thanks for
G.
shopping. Feel free to come again.
And with the sturdy rod, if we take it, we can go over to the fishing area, which should be right over here. And we can actually fish using the better rod.
Pick a
It's
rod.
basically like an upgraded version of the modest rod. So it just gives you options of bigger fish to help you get better recipes and stuff like that. And it's basically
What were
the
you
exact
thinking?
same It's the exact same minigame and everything, so I'm just going to show it one time real quick. We just have to cast our bobber in and wait for it to go under.
No!
And when it goes under, you press A, we get a small shadow, and that just means that this is going to end very quickly. And what do we get?
I suppose fishing isn't all about results.
We got a Pafo squid, which gave us more minced fish, but it is a slightly bigger fish than what we could get with the other fishing rod.
Come back soon.
But that's basically all I wanted to show with the dirty rod and the upgraded fishing for this point in the game. And next up, we just have, I believe we only have one support conversation to go over, which is like nothing compared to what we've done the last 2 episodes. But Alfred and Diamant need to talk, so let's see what they have to say.
Bullseye. That's good. I'll do 50 more just like that.
You really are skilled with the bow, you know that?
Diamant, how long have you been watching?
Long enough to see that archery is definitely one of your strengths.
Thank you. But there's still plenty of room for improvement. I need to train more. I want to grow stronger.
There it is. That's the right attitude. I knew my little brother had it in him.
Diamant, may I challenge you to an archery contest? If you have the time?
That sounds like my kind of fun. What's the challenge? Most bullseyes out of 10 wins?
That sounds good to me. Let's begin.
Alchrist, I'm shocked. I knew you were a skilled archer, but...
What are you talking about? You scored 9 over my miserable 8. I've been defeated. Heaping praise on your brother after soundly defeating him at his own contest? What a bully.
I'm not going to let my baby brother win. If you want to beat me, you have to beat me.
I should have expected nothing less from the Crown Prince of Brodia. I wish you knew how reassuring it is to have an older brother like you, Diamant. I'm lucky.
I'm lucky to have you as a brother too, Alchrist. No other challenger has ever been as skilled and polite as you, archer or otherwise.
I'll just have to train more and grow stronger. When I'm ready, I'll come looking for a rematch.
You're on. But be warned, my own training won't slow down. I'll be stronger as well.
I have no doubt that you will, Diamant. I'm behind you for now, but I will catch up. No, better than that. I'll surpass you, and whatever else happens, I will always protect you.
What was that last bit, Alchrist?
Just talking to myself. Don't worry.
Alright, and the location of today's paralogue is right up here. Right over by Illusia, the Sacred Tomb. Suggested class, Advanced Class Level 5, Donation Level 4. So, let's go ahead and get this chapter started.
What is that? In the back there. Is that a throne?
This resembles the Holy Tomb. That's a place from my world.
What is the Holy Tomb?
It's where the goddess Sothis sleeps. For the Church of Seros, this is the holiest place of all. To ensure the safety of the tomb, a monastery was built atop it.
Okay, so why is it here?
Only a very few know the legend of Saint Seros in the Holy Tomb. Saint Seros received power and revelation from the goddess, and with it, a sacred duty. She was to save the people of Fodlan, and use her power wisely in order to lead them. Perhaps it's inevitable that we'd be guided here.
Why do you say that?
If the bond between us is to further strengthen, then you must face a trial here.
I see. And you want me to fight you, Byleth?
Show me whether you can wisely use the power you've gained on your journey so far.
Understood.
In your eyes, I see no hesitation. Good. Ready yourself.
I'm ready, and I won't hold anything back.
Alright, time to take on Byleth. First up, let's select our units. Take off that monster so that she's not being used. And I think I actually want to switch out Clan for Saline for this one. And then we're just going to switch around spots, because I want my flying units to be up front, because they are going to be the crux of this fight. And then I'll actually have you there, because you will do well, and everyone else should probably be fine, if I'm to guess. And we'll just go with that. And we'll go ahead and get this fight started.
To win the fight, keep your eyes wide. Always know where your enemies are.
What are those things scattered around the battlefield?
Those are my targets, and I will destroy them. Unless you can prevent me from doing so.
I'll guard them well.
Alright, and our first objective is to stop Byleth from destroying the crystals. And we will earn rewards depending on how many we can protect. This is actually a direct rift off of the chapter from Three Houses that this is based off of. But we will get more into that in a minute. And our other objective is the same as always, just defeat the Emblem. But there's actually one other thing about this chapter that's unique. Besides that, we have a secondary objective of protecting the crystals. It's that Byleth actually has 3 health bars. And that's to symbolize Sothis, actually. Talking about this fight and this location is actually kind of difficult, because within Three Houses, it takes place almost exactly in the center of the game. So it's basically like
Devoted to you.
the halfway point between everything that happens within that game. So it makes it kind of hard to talk about. But I'm just now realizing that it's actually kind of hard to talk about Byleth specifically, because since this takes place right in the middle of the game, there's a lot of stuff that builds up into this chapter, and there's a lot of stuff that happens almost directly after this chapter that I don't want to spoil either half, but I want to talk about the chapter. So I'm gonna give a brief, prelude to what happens before this chapter, and then I'm gonna talk about what this chapter is based on, and why he has the 3rd health bar for Sothis. So, Byleth was a mercenary at the beginning of Three Houses, and was actually traveling with his father, Gerald. And at the beginning of the game, they were traveling through a forest, and they ran into the 3 students of Three Houses, Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude, running away from some bandits. So, they help defeat the bandits, and after they beat the bandits, the Knights of Saros actually showed up, and were being led by a man named Alios, who recognized Gerald. And Alios, as well as the 3 students that accompanied him, that were now being escorted back by him, invited both Gerald and Byleth to come back to a place called the Officers Academy, which is where the main point of Three Houses, or the main story of Three Houses, occurs. At that point, I'm just going to do a little bit of a time skip, and by a little bit, I mean 10 chapters, because at that point, there's an attack on the chapel at the Church of Saros, and Byleth was tasked in going and getting the culprits of that attack. And while fighting the culprits, which were an assassin named Kranya, and a dark mage named Solon, Byleth was actually trapped within a place called the Void by the dark mage Solon. And in order to escape,
Emblem,
previously in the game, it's established that Sothis, for some reason, is living within Byleth. So Sothis, at that point within the Void, decides that she would merge with Byleth in order to grant them the power to escape the Void. And the reason it would grant them the power is because Sothis is the goddess of beginning. And basically, her merging with Byleth granted them her crest, the power to wield basically any hero relic that they wanted, which is why they have access to things like the Sword of the Creator is one of the big ones. And also her power to basically control time, which is basically that game's way of doing the whole, this is how we back up turns. Instead of a draconic time crystal, they use Sothis' power over time. And Byleth used Sothis' power to break out of Solon's Void and then defeat them. But basically directly after that point, Rhea, the head of the church, wanted to take Byleth to a place called the Holy Tomb to sit on the throne of knowledge, because once they merged with Sothis, their hair turned to green and it was very obvious that they were merged with a goddess. But while they were in the Holy Tomb, which, like Byleth said, is this place, they were confronted by
I had no choice but to win.
A character called the Flame Emperor that tried to break in and steal a bunch of crest stones that were being kept inside the tomb. And that's actually what these crystals are representing. They're representing the
I will endure.
The crest stones, which is why they're so important in this chapter and so important to the overall story of this level. I'm actually very worried about these worms. Thank God. That's one down. And we're gonna just try to take out this other one real quick as well. You can't even kill it. How far can it go? It can go pretty far, so we're gonna fly here. And actually, just in case,
much improved.
Just so it can't kill us. But getting back to the story, the Flame Emperor, like I said, was trying to steal a bunch of crests, but once Byleth was able to stop the Flame Emperor, they revealed the identity of the Flame Emperor, and depending on which house you decide at the very beginning, changes the story a lot going from that point forward. But it's very important to know that the Flame Emperor gets revealed during this chapter as well, making it even more of a point of interest to Byleth's story. But basically the reason Byleth has the third life bar is that Sothis merged, like I said, Sothis merged with Byleth, allowing them to have the extra power. And I am not a fan of these worms. I would like them to be gone and never deal with me again. We are going to have you 58% chance is pretty good. Apparently not good enough. We'll have you deal with that. You will deal with the mage. Hopefully. And then we will have Ivy deal with the rest of the worms.
No mistakes.
Just to give us a bit of a buffer. This middle section of this chapter is always the hardest part because it's always where the two worms are and always the most dangerous because of the two worms. Besides up here, with Byleth literally being like mega guarded by a bunch of people with 2 life bars. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly, but we're just gonna fly up here and take out this thief so that we don't have to worry about
That's fair
basically anyone. And in fact, I want to start moving Bram over that direction and get Alfred down here as quick as possible. And then we could just have the sides shear up their defenses so that we don't have to worry about the crystals being broken. And we should be able to take out Byleth within, like, the next turn or so. Move you there, and we'll move you over here. And we'll just see what the enemy does. And they will miss, apparently. I actually want to talk about these Emblem paralogs because they are my favorite episodes to record. Just because I like talking about the history of these characters. I like being able to talk about basically the build up to fighting the characters. How do I deal with you? I don't, I guess. Actually, we're just gonna shoot fire at you. Because it's the safest way, I think. Basically, we need to get about 3 units up here after taking out one of them. And I'm actually going to fly over here to let Bram heal Hortensia. Because Hortensia is the most in danger one right now. And then, Phoenix, you can just move up here. And yet again, I'm just going to be moving my units forward. And let my thief do all the fighting.
You're dead.
Who needs multiple units when you could just have a thief fight like 6 people in a row? And I just want... actually, Saline, I'm going to go back 1 step. Because I want Saline to engage here.
Emblem, engage!
Because if we engage here, I'm hoping, at the very least, yeah, we can take out the health bar of the flying unit in the front. Which forces it to go to its 2nd health bar and allows us a easier time fighting against them. I'm tempted to actually just use Fail Not, but I think I'm just gonna use the Ardhar against these guys. Makes it a little bit easier, and level 14. And that is my turn. Let's see what these guys do. Please do not strike my dancer. Thank you very much. That's a bold strategy going after my best archer. I repeat, bold strategy. Because I want to believe that we could take out No, we can't take him out this turn. Unfortunately, but we can't. We are just going to do basically the exact same thing we did last turn. Do that, and then immediately bolt them so that they just lose their health bar. The crit's unnecessary. And we get 1000 G from that, which is nice. And I think I'm actually going to stand right here and just dance Yunaka in order to take out both of these mage units.
I won't miss a step.
That way we can just make sure that all of the units are taken care of and I am not in danger. They do something special if you take too many turns or if Byleth feels threatened, but it's not something we have to worry about this turn specifically, so we are just going to take out as many of these units as possible right here. And hopefully it's not something we actually have to deal with at all.
Okay.
Hortensia, you go ahead and fly right here. Phoenix, you can stay there, and we will just take out this mage. And then Alcrest, we're just going to move you towards the middle and end our turn there. We'll just end here. Because I'm hoping that they do what I think they're going to do. That's exactly what I thought they were going to do. Basically, when they run out of units, they send in their...
Be mindful.
They send in their armored units, and then Byleth goddess dances just to make sure that his bodyguards basically can still defend him. But I think we're going to be able to take him out this turn. First up, we're going to engage Alcrest. Alcrest, go ahead and shoot him with like 10 arrows or something. That's plenty.
Now I have you.
Shoot him with everything.
A good wind.
That takes out his first health bar. I want to use Saline to attempt, not that, I want Saline to attempt to hit Byleth, which is a long shot at 59%. But if she can hit Byleth, she basically knocks out the 2 shields, which makes him a lot easier to deal with. Alright, takes out at least one of the shields. I took out this one, so he has one more shield still. But that means this fight's over. We are actually just going to... We are actually just going to teleport using warp Phoenix up. And then the 2 flying units, the 2 flying sisters, should be able to help fully take him down. Because we can Elfire here and take out part of his first life.
I've gotta say, it feels a little weird to fight someone who's supposed to be an ally.
Just because we're fighting doesn't make us enemies. Not this time. We're still friends. But for now, prepare for battle.
Okay, I've got no choice but to fight. Let's do it.
Shoot him with fire, Hortensia. Doesn't do as much as I would hope. So Ivy is the second line, hitting him with another fireball. Thankfully that hit. 58% is not high. And then finally, What is the chances of this, actually? Oh, it's 100%. He's done. He's done. Can I take out this guy this turn? I don't think I can, which is unfortunate.
Shall we dance?
I'm just gonna punch him. I don't need to punch him, but I kind of want to punch him. For a whole 1 damage. Both of these units give 1,000 money each, so it's pretty good to take them out. But I'll be showing a money farming method in the near future, so I'm not super dire in need of money. So we're just going to take out Byleth right here, right now.
Depending on the wielder, power can be used for good or evil with equal ease. That's why the heart of the one controlling the power is important.
The heart? That would mean my heart determines how the power is used. All right, Byleth. I'm ready. I won't falter.
Alright, Byleth, time to die!
Nothing left to teach.
100 damage! That was brutal. Also, amazing job! You protected an incredible number of crystals, aka all of them. You received a talisman, which raises, I believe, resistance by 2, and an elixir as a reward from Byleth. And that is the best reward that you can get from Byleth. And that only took us 6 turns. Pretty good for this chapter, actually. It usually takes longer than that.
I managed to win. Somehow.
Well done. Your fighting was magnificent. The trial is past.
I learned so much battling you.
Thank you. But your skills were quite strong even before we met.
Still, you've taught me so many things. You're an excellent teacher, Byleth.
And that's kind of you to say, though it helps that you have such raw skill already. All I need do is listen and give a little nudge to those embarking on a path. Your success here is the direct result of all the choices you've made before today.
I've always understood that one choice leads to another, but I'm worried what might happen if I ever make the wrong choice.
You needn't worry at all. By passing this trial, you've shown the truth of who you are, and you have your allies to set you right. Should you ever begin to stray, remember, I will always be by your side as well. To the very end.
Thank you. I'll continue on my path, trusting my allies to help me along the way.
You've clearly learned all you need to here. Shall we continue on our journey?
I just like how much Byleth actually is shown to be like a really good instructor and like embodies what it means to be an instructor. But I think that's where we're going to end the episode. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're doing another Emblem Paralogue. But until then, happy adventuring.